Chandra Crawford. I'm an Olympic gold medalist in cross-country skiing, and my choice for a great Canadian book is Millicent and The Wind by Robert Munsch. It's about a girl growing up high in the mountains who makes friends with the wind. As a kid growing up in the town of Canmore, Alberta, running around in the mountains was my entire life, and it still is to this very day. As a cross-country skier, I wake up every day and go play outside. I think this book is important to me because I can relate so strongly to the feeling of being out, enjoying nature, the feeling of friendship you have with your environment. And being raised in Canmore, Alberta, my whole life and a large piece of my identity is about running around in the mountains here. One morning, when all the world was quiet, Millicent stood on her mountaintop and looked at the world. She saw trees and rocks and sunshine and clouds, but no other children. Far away in the valley was where the other children lived. It took 3 whole days just to walk there. Millicent had no friends. On this morning, someone whispered very softly, "Hey, Millicent." Millicent looked all around, but all that she saw were trees and rocks and sunshine and clouds. Then someone whispered louder, "Hey, Millicent." This time Millicent said, "There's nothing I see except trees and rocks and sunshine and clouds, and they cannot talk. Who are you?" "Millicent," whispered the voice. "I am the wind." "Oh no," said Millicent. "The wind howls and roars and whistles and rustles. It doesn't talk." Then the wind blew Millicent's dress around her legs. It very softly touched her face and hair and said, "I am the wind of all the world. I blow when I wish and talk when I want to. The day is so quiet and the sunshine so yellow that I feel like talking right now." "Well," said Millicent, "I have no friends and lots of time. Can you play tag?" "Certainly," said the wind. So they played tag, running among the trees and the rocks and the sunshine. "Come back tomorrow," said Millicent. And the wind did come back. Every day. But there came a time when Millicent was not there. She and her mother had gone down over the rocks into the deep forest. They were walking all the way to the valley to buy some things they needed. So the wind could not play tag that day. It blew all over the world looking for Millicent. But Millicent was walking far at the bottom of the forest, and the wind could not find her. Millicent and her mother walked for 3 days, and finally came to the valley where people lived. When they walked through the valley, all the children came out of their houses and looked at Millicent. One boy with red hair said to Millicent, "Who are you and where do you come from?" She said, "My name is Millicent. I live on the mountaintop. I have no friends except the wind." And the red-haired boy said, "The wind is nobody's friend." And all the children started to yell, "Millicent, Millicent lives on a mountaintop. Go home, Millicent." Then a strange thing happened. A very large wind came and picked the red-haired boy up into the sky and tumbled him around like a leaf until his clothes were all tattered and his hair was all a mess. All the children ran away. Millicent and her mother went to town and bought the things they needed, but Millicent was sorry that the children had run away. It took them 3 whole days to walk back to the mountain. When they got there, Millicent looked at the trees and rocks and clouds and sunshine and wished that she had somebody to play with besides the wind. "Wind," said Millicent, "you blow through the hair of every child in the world. Can you find me someone to play tag with?" "Boy or girl," said the wind. "Get me a friend," said Millicent. The wind turned into something huge and enormous that rumbled the rocks and bent the trees and whistled far off until Millicent couldn't hear it anymore. But in a little while, it came back, and it carried a boy. The wind put him down. Millicent looked at the boy. The boy looked at Millicent. "Let's play," said Millicent. And they did. The end. Millicent and the Wind seems to be a story about my upbringing. My identity is so shaped by my experiences and the bond I have with my natural environment here. So as a kid, pulling out my favorite book every night for yet another reading, it's exactly what I wanted to read about. A girl who has made friends with her environment, who's creative and resourceful in that way. And it's something that I aspire to for myself, but I also hope to spark in the next generation of especially young girls growing up here in Canada. I have a program to get girls cross-country skiing and doing sport, and it's called Fast and Female. So the whole concept that's so close to my heart is one of empowerment through sport and finding your identity through experiences that make you tap into your reserves and realize just how incredible your own inner strength can be. So for a book like Millicent and the Wind to hit so close to home from an early age is really just the beginnings, the seedlings of something that I'm caring about my whole life.